The idea actually came to me when I was having a conversation with one of my friends. So we were at a cafe, we were talking, and I was so excited to meet my friend. And as we were talking, my friend, he began to talk about my girlfriend. Now, I and my girlfriend weren't not really in a good terms. I know we just broke up, and it's not broken. It's something like we didn't have much contact. So when he began to talk about her, I felt a sudden coldness on my chest. So I thought, what's wrong? And then I couldn't sit there anymore. I began to fidget from my seat, and I couldn't understand what he was talking about anymore. So I just didn't know what to do, right? So then I thought, oh my God, the moment he began to talk about her, it completely affected me. So it changed my mindset, it changed my physiology, it changed how I see things, how I perceive things. And I thought he was giving me, pieces of information. So that information in turn changed my mental state. That in turn changed my physiology. So the reason why I felt coldness, I felt a sudden pang on my chest, I felt uncomfortable, stressed, is because of that information I received. So I thought, how could a pieces of information actually change me? How could it define my reality? How could it affect me? And then it hit me, it's not the reception of that information, it's the interpretation. It's how my brain interpreted that information that's completely changed me. So, because my brain was misinterpreting that information. And based on that perception, based on that interpretation, my reality changed. My physiology changed, and how I felt, my emotion changed, and then it changed everything that I were going to deal with that day. And then it hit me that if that pieces of information were changing my reality, if I really know how to interpret this information, if I really understand how to read this information, how to analyze this information, I can interpret the information based on the information that it contains, and thereby I can create a different response. So I thought of doing an experiment, and so I was sitting there with him, and he was talking something. So I was having these thoughts. So I thought, okay, wait a moment. Right? So it was this misinterpretation of the information that he gave me that changed me. So why couldn't I read it? Why couldn't I analyze that? So I just looked at the information. The information was simple. What she had been doing all the weekend. She had been doing great. So I thought, oh my God, she was talking about her, and she had been doing great. She was my girlfriend, right? Now, I shouldn't feel ashamed. I shouldn't be, sad. I shouldn't be despair. What I should feel is happiness, gratefulness, because she had been doing great. She was my girlfriend, and I should be grateful for that, right? So I redirected this information, and I kept saying to myself that she was once my girlfriend, and I don't have to worry about her anymore. She had been doing great, and I should be happy for that. And as I kept repeating those phrases, my pain, my internal pain began to fade. Now, it didn't happen right away, but as I reinforced that information, I felt slightly okay. So every time my brain misinterpreted the information, I would look into that information and then analyze it. What does this actually mean? Does it mean what my brain says, or is there anything beyond that? And then, if there is, then I would reinforce. I would redirect that information to create a better response. And that's how I actually got into this idea of conscious information analysis. And that's the birth of this theory.